All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Early Morning Crypto Talk. Bitcoin, Brandon from Los Angeles, California. Thank you for listening in this morning. Go ahead and type in where you're listening in from. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button on the YouTube channel. So we have Tony Pinkston from Philly, Court Gomes, Florida, Lona Vasquez, Hanford, California, Stan Williams, Tampa, Florida. Hey, Stan, we're looking at coming to Tampa on June 29th. That's Saturday. Bethany Gibbs, Seattle. Moshe Frazier, Philadelphia. Patricia Davis, Atlanta. Lance from Seattle. Jacqueline from Maryland. Jeremy from Alabama. Good morning, good morning. Welcome, everybody. Karen from Oregon. As a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share a suggestion, and it is up to you to make an informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. There's 4 rules I live by in the crypto space to have success. Rule number 1, education is key. Education is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money you cannot afford to lose. Rule number 3, always get a return on investment back as fast as possible. And rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? What are you willing to do to make that happen? Make a decision, take action, and remain focused. Do not get distracted. To reiterate, focus means the ability to say no to 1,000 great ideas while you focus on your passion to make your reality come true. Now, following these rules is not going to guarantee you success, but it will at least minimize your risk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the most that we can ask for. So let's get this started and kicked off. You should be able to see my screen. So first things up, let's see what's going on in the market. Market cap is at 173 billion. It's a little down from, really, I thought it was at 174 last night, but it says we're up 0.66% on the last 24 hours. So it still could be still down a little bit since last night. Bitcoin dominance is at 54.4%. The market looks flat the last 24 hours, but I'm looking at the last 7 days. The last 7 days, the market has been still in the red for the top 12 coins, except for Cosmos. Cosmos is number 13 now. Whoa, they had a 16.4% jump last 24 hours, 7.7 the last 7 days. But the rest, wow, all the way down to the top 28 are all red the last 7 days. So we'll see if there's going to be a turnaround in the short term on this. Bitcoin prices at 53.28. Here's what is catching my attention. However, I'm looking at the exchange, looking at Poloniex, for example. This right here, this buy wall is huge. So even though I have a prediction that there's going to be at least one more market correction back to the low 3,000 region, that doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon, because this buy wall is thick all the way right here, 51.59. And then you've got the sell wall can slide all the way up to 6,300, which will put us back where we were last November before Craig Wright acted a fool and we had the Bitcoin Cash hard fork and the market dropped. Nope, not answering that call. Then I want to look at, and then look at this. Is the bot active? Okay. There is a bot here with 28 Bitcoin for $150,000 for a buy order at 53.27. Really? You got a buy order at 53.27. Let's see if there's a sell order with that same bot. I do not see it. All right, that's 2 warning flags for me. Whenever I see the bot only having a buy order and no selling, and then I look at this wall here, I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but something is going to happen. Something big is going to happen. Stay tuned. I'm watching this real closely. I don't know. This is like rocket fuel that's being pumped in here. Nobody's selling right now. Everybody's buying. So something's about to go down. Let's see next. Hold on a second. People still blowing me up. Well, Peter from Sweden. One sec. Doing crypto talk. All right. Let's get into some news. Talk about some scammers here. U.S. crypto scammers run reveals Tether links in massive multi-million shadow banking fraud. Shadow banking fraud. I think this has something to do with Bitfinex. So this is something we want to follow closely. We saw what happened in Canada with Quadriga was 180 million, 190 million. We're talking about almost $1 billion here in flux. So we want to pay attention to this. The U.S. Justice Department has nabbed one of 2 crypto fraudsters accused of a shadow bank scheme that entailed the processing of hundreds of millions of dollars of unregulated transactions on behalf of several cryptocurrency exchanges. On the surface, these seem like the run-of-the-mill bad actor arrest. However, chatter is picking up that this may relate to the Bitfinex and Tether debacle. We want to pay attention to this. The court filings show overlapping of the players. Reginald Fowler of Arizona was arrested Tuesday while his co-conspirator, Rabid Yosef, is still on the loose. The law may take a while to catch up with Yosef. She's a female. Rabid. She's from Tel Aviv, Israel, according to the Justice Department statement about the charges. The pair was charged with bank fraud. Fowler was also charged with operating an unlicensed money transmitting business. The accusation, their scheme entailed lying to banks in order to open accounts. They then used those accounts to receive deposits from individuals who were buying cryptocurrency. It allegedly happened in 2018. Specifically, Fowler and Yosef would tell one bank that one particular account would be used to process real estate investments. The indictment states, one of the crypto companies marketed itself as a company that allows clients to deposit and withdraw government-backed or fiat currency to numerous crypto exchanges. Users of one particular crypto exchange deposited government-backed currency into a bank account of the crypto companies that was opened and maintained by Fowler at a specific international bank. The Justice Department said records show that dozens of individuals from various countries wired millions of dollars into that particular account. At the same time, millions of dollars were wired from the account to other individuals and companies. Fowler and Yosef then falsified electronic wire payment instructions to conceal the true nature of a voluminous cryptocurrency exchange business. The Justice Department charges. Now, so what's the connection with Bitfinex? These charges were brought by the U.S. Attorney of Southern District of New York, which is the same office that Bitfinex and Tether are battling. Last week, it obtained a court order to shut down the pair from operating in the state over the loss of $850 million funds through some questionable happenings. In the court filing for this shadow banking case, two banks identified are HSBC Securities, USA, Pershing, and HSBC Bank USA. Their funds are held by Global Trading Solutions, according to the filing. The Global Trading Solutions operates Crypto Capital, which is Bitfinex's money processor. The New York Attorney General's court filings assert that the Crypto Capital played a role in the $850 million loss involving Bitfinex and Tether. Today's indictment from the Southern District of New York against Reginald Fowler and Ravid Yosef mentions Global Trading Solutions, LLC. Therefore, it is likely that this new case relates to Bitfinex and Tether, since Global Trading Solutions, LLC is used by them too. Law enforcement warns scammers again. So U.S. Attorney Jeffrey Berman said Reginald Fowler and Ravid Yosef allegedly ran a shadow bank that processed hundreds of millions of dollars of unregulated transactions on behalf of numerous cryptocurrency exchanges. So Bitfinex is not the only one. Their organization allegedly skirted the anti-money laundering safeguards required by licensed institutions that ensure the U.S. financial system is not used for criminal purposes, and did so through lies and deceit. In layman's terms, let me tell you what these exchanges were doing. Ever since the IRS took Coinbase to court and won, saying that two things you need to do. You need to have KYC and AML. AML is anti-money laundering, and KYC is know your customer. You need to have that in place to be in business in the United States, and you need to report to us anybody using your services moving more than $20,000 of crypto needs to be reported to the IRS and the U.S. government. That set a standard for all crypto exchanges or businesses operating in the United States. So these exchanges, as a way to try to get around that, decide to use offshore banking accounts, international banking, so they don't have to report who their customers are. The United States government's cracking down on that because they're saying you are still operating here, but you may have people that are using it for terrorist organizations, criminal activity. You don't know who your customers are, and you're not reporting it to us. That is where the fight and the showdown is coming into place. The reason why the exchanges would take this route is not because they want to promote criminal activity. They want to promote privacy. They don't want to turn those records over to the government because they feel they may lose customers. So do you see the showdown that's taking place? At the end of the day, here's why I always say, report what you got and pay your taxes, because one way or another, the government's going to figure it out. It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow. It could be 2 or 3 years from now. They will go back on you. And here's the worst part. Since you're powerless at this point, they may create a new law 2 years from now, and they'll retroactive that law to today. So even though the law may not be in place today, they'll backtrack you on it. They've done it already. Anyways, it says lying to banks and skirting the regulations put in place by the banking industry is a violation of federal law, a crime both Fowler and Yosef are charged with today. Taking it one step further, as alleged, Fowler himself directed the ebb and flow of significant amounts of money to and from these various bank accounts, despite the fact that he was not licensed to do so. May this be a reminder to all that there are consequences to engaging in fraudulent behavior and risky business practices. All right, there's a message there. Let's talk about, since we're on that topic, U.S. income taxpayers can now get refunds in Bitcoin. So anytime you might hear somebody say crypto is a scam, Bitcoin is a Ponzi, it is not real, cash is king or cash is queen or whatever they want to say. When the IRS is accepting Bitcoin for payment for your taxes and giving you refunds in Bitcoin, I think it might be real. What do you think? Who am I going to listen to? Bubba and my broke cousin Pookie on the corner? Or when the IRS is flat out telling you, yeah, we're paying you refunds in Bitcoin. What? But how? What are they doing? Income taxpayers in the U.S. now have the option to receive their federal and state refunds in Bitcoin. Blockchain payments processor BitPay announced the news on Tuesday, saying that the firm has partnered with U.S.-based taxation services provider Refundo for the service. Let me repeat this. BitPay announced that the firm has partnered with U.S.-based taxation services Refundo. Refundo customers can choose to receive all or a portion of a tax refund in Bitcoin using its CoinRT product. Okay, so for the record, the IRS is not converting the refund into Bitcoin and giving it to you. What they're saying is, if you have your refund sent through the Refundo services, Refundo can give you the money in crypto. I want to make that point very clear. But you can pay your taxes in Bitcoin. So Refundo customers can choose to receive all or a portion of a tax refund in Bitcoin using its CoinRT product. Taxpayers will have to set up an account to get a unique routing and account number to input on their tax return, according to the announcement. They will also have to provide necessary background information. Here we go. What did I just say about KYC rules? Know your customer, as well as a Bitcoin wallet address. Once the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, or state has deposited the refund, BitPay will process the payment and send Bitcoin to taxpayers' wallet. So it's basically a point of sale type thing. It's big, but not that big. But the fact that this is an option, this is a huge step forward as far as mass adoption. The service is touted as primarily focusing on serving the underbanked community with faster payments and lower transaction fees. So there's a huge population of people out there that don't have bank accounts. So this is a huge way for them to get their refunds and not have to deal with the banks and avoid high fees by doing check cashing type places. The Refundo CEO, Roger Chinchilla, commented, adding Bitcoin was a natural fit for our customers who often do not have traditional checking accounts, pay high did I just say that? High check cashing fees, and regularly send money internationally. CoinRT enables them to get Bitcoin quickly and easily for one flat fee. So think about this. If you're an individual who is, you're not from the United States, you came to the United States to make money and send money back home to wherever you're from, using the traditional wire system is very taxing and costs a lot of money. So if they're able to do this and use Bitcoin to get paid, and then they can use Bitcoin to send to their loved ones in wherever countries they're from, that all happens instantaneously, and the fees are minimum. They cut out the middleman. This is a huge deal. May not be for you because you're privileged to be an American citizen, you got bank accounts and all that good stuff. But for people that don't have access to that, think about in Africa, what? How many people they said? 700 something million? Oh, more than that. I think 1.2 billion or something in Africa that don't have access to any form of a bank account or, ATM machines. So founded in 2000, Refundo's website says CoinRT service costs $34.95 per payment. While BitPay normally charges 1% for its service, CoinDesk has reached out for clarification on the overall fee in this case and will be updated at this hour. That's not bad. I mean, it's much higher when you're using Western Union or any of the others. Founded in 2011, BitPay processed over $1 billion worth of transactions last year. The firm has previously partnered with a Florida county tax collector and Ohio State to help them accept taxes in cryptocurrency. Most recently, BitPay has also partnered with a municipality in Canada to accept Bitcoin for property tax payments in a 1-year trial. That's a good question, Jay. Do you pay taxes on your refund as well? Here's the only way, but we got to look at the chain of how things work. The IRS is sending you a refund, okay? So, but they're sending it to you in cash. If you have that converted into Bitcoin, and then you move that Bitcoin back into fiat cash into a bank, you're going to get taxed on it. Okay, you see that? They're paying you in cash. You decide to have it converted into Bitcoin to receive it from Refundo or BitPay. But the moment you turn it back into cash, you're going to get taxed on it. That's just how the IRS works. All right, next article up. Satoshi Nakamoto is mining over 40% of Bitcoin Cash, sparking fears of a 51% attack. This is interesting for a couple of reasons for me. We've got Craig Wright pretending to be Satoshi Nakamoto. Craig Wright is also the man behind Bitcoin SV, which is in competition with Bitcoin Cash. We know from his own mouth that he's trying to destroy Bitcoin Cash. He said so last year. So now there's someone named Satoshi Nakamoto that is trying to take over mining of Bitcoin Cash to do a 51% attack. All signs lead to Craig Wright and his organization. Now let's read the article. According to blockchain data and CCN hack reporter Greg Thompson, an anonymous miner who embeds the words Satoshi Nakamoto into all of the blocks they mine currently controls more than 40% of Bitcoin Cash's hash rate. They are multiple running theories as to the intent behind amassing so much hash power. Beyond the pure profit motive of mining Bitcoin Cash, mining Bitcoin Cash is generally a profitable endeavor. Despite reduced transaction fees that are accrued on the more spacious chain, there is less competition, which means miners with significant investment earn more BCH. Each theory has its merits. Some are conspiratorial, with BCH supporters believing that either Craig Wright, there you go, and Bitcoin miners are working against Bitcoin Cash. Well, everyone's blowing me up right now. One theory says that Wright and CoinGeek, Calvin Ayre, everybody's blowing me up. Really? What is your take on the email from Green? Did I not just spend 30 minutes on a detailed breakdown of that and then post it for everybody to see? These are the things that take up the majority of my day. The people that don't plug in, I don't hear from in a while, and then they come back and they want answers. Hold on one second. I just did a 30-minute cover of this yesterday. That breaks it all down. Will have a call next Thursday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time with Green. Like I said, I don't care who you are. I'm not going to be repeating myself. Eastern. I still love you and all, but I don't have the time. All right, let me continue. So, is it a conspiracy? Is it Craig Wright that's behind this? One theory says that Wright and CoinGeek, Calvin Ayre's crypto operation, which sports a mining pool and what can only be described as a propaganda outlet, are trying to amass a ton of BCH in order to dump it for SV. Not answering that. Well, let me let them know I'm doing it. Doing a crypto live right now. So Calvin Ayre's operation, which sports a mining pool and is a propaganda outlet, trying to amass BCH in order to dump it for Bitcoin SV. So thank you. I appreciate that, Lance and Patricia, that I did my best to try to understand something that I don't really understand. I didn't have answers. I only go on by what they say, using common sense. So we'll get more answers next Thursday. But I just can't. I can't take 500 calls from people asking me the same doggone thing as if I'm the one who wrote it. All right. Anyways, many blocks have popped up with the Satoshi Nakamoto Coinbase text. No one has stepped forward to declare themselves the miner of these blocks. He's still going to blow me up. What did you think of my breakdown? I'm going to assume he saw that. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he just wants more personal info. It's one thing. I'm not a chit chat type guy. Again, that's nothing personal. The older I get, the less conversations I like to have. I don't know why. It's not business. All right. Another theory posits that Bitcoin miners want to intentionally slow down the Bitcoin network to raise transaction fees. This theory, of all of them, has perhaps the least sense to it. A severe hash rate decrease would have to happen on Bitcoin, coinciding with a corresponding hash rate increase on Bitcoin Cash. However, the Bitcoin hash rate hasn't dropped significantly. So, in other words, the miners is not coming from Bitcoin to mine Bitcoin Cash. So that's why the first theory has to be true. It's Bitcoin SV people that's doing this. Can you met? When I say I'm doing a crypto talk live, when people want to continue to have a conversation as if I'm, let me stay in my zone here. Don't get distracted. So the theory that the new miner comes from Bitcoin SV might hold more water. I agree with that. So it's not Bitcoin people. This is Craig Wright all over. Bitcoin SV hash power has recently dropped a little, while Bitcoin Cash has increased. It's unclear whether this trend is recent enough to accurately attribute the potential attack to the Bitcoin SV miners. However, Bitcoin SV miners would more likely be switching to the more profitable Bitcoin Cash chain in response to the recent downturn in Bitcoin SV prices, which result in part from the third Bitcoin being delisted from several exchanges. Other possibilities. A curious possibility is that an anonymous miner is looking to stir up a conversation about Satoshi Nakamoto and the Bitcoin Cash community. But the conspiracy theories around Craig Wright's potential involvement derive from the upstart nature of this unknown miner. I don't think it's an unknown miner. What benefit do they have to do this? I think if it is an unknown miner, I think that they're still connected to Craig Wright some kind of way. In Nakamoto consensus blockchains such as Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Bitcoin SV, a miner with more than 51% of the network's hash power has significant power. Previous to an upgrade for Bitcoin Cash, reorganization was still a possibility. This would mean that a miner with such hash power could eventually write already confirmed transactions out of the blockchain. This is the one big weakness of the original blockchain, Bitcoin. That if there's somebody that has 51% control could do some stuff. Now, some of the newer coins that's come out have kind of blocked that ability, but new coins are also most at risk of being able to have a 51% attack because not too many people is mining the coin. That's why you never want to have a handful of people owning all the coin, which is why, for example, of that email from Green, I said it wasn't actually negative or bad in what they were trying to do. Going to phase 2 and making it decentralized and allowing other people, the average people on the street, to mine Green is a good thing. That is why it was good for us to be the early adapters, because we were able to get our hands on the coin before the rest of the public got access to it, which means we will always have more coins than everybody else. But they're going to be the ones that's going to make it more valuable. So we want that. We want more people to get their hands on the coin. I go back to what I said last year as far as when do I think is the most profitable time to have these mining rigs? Of course, the first 6 months, and then the second best time is the next 6 months. After that, I said, I don't see it. You can go back to any of my recordings. I've been consistent where I said the first year is the most profitable time. So that is what's happening here. Somebody with a whole lot of power and money is attempting to get a 51% on Bitcoin Cash, and Craig Wright has both. Previously, a miner with similar hash power was using the boom, boom, boom for Coinbase text, probably the same miner as they went offline as the Satoshi Nakamoto miner came online. This is far from the first time concerns over the state of Bitcoin Cash mining network have arisen. Since the network's foundation in August 2017, miners have gained majority hash rate numerous times. Okay, I'm going to use my education to pull up a theory. Why I think that this is Craig Wright. Before Bitcoin Cash forked, let's go back to 2017, around October or so, when after Bitcoin forked and created Bitcoin Cash, there was a fight over the miners, the hash rate, because at the same time that summer, China was leading the world when it came to exchanges and mining and hash rates before China put a crackdown and shut everything down the summer of 2017. Craig Wright, that was part of Bitcoin Cash, was saying that they are the real Bitcoin. So you know what he did? When Bitcoin had shot up to maybe $4,000, $5,000 a coin, they took all the miners that were mining Bitcoin and moved to start mining Bitcoin Cash. It was like an attack. What ended up happening, it slowed down the entire Bitcoin network. So all transactions, when you do a transaction, you need at least 3 confirmations. And those confirmations normally could take place within minutes to 15 minutes. Then all of a sudden it slowed it down to where you had like over 200,000 backup. And it was taking hours. Those of you that were part of USI Tech or BitConnect, primarily BitConnect, will remember whenever you were trying to do your confirmations, moving your money around about October 2017, it took almost a day for the transaction to be confirmed, and everybody was pissed everybody off. That was Craig Wright. And he always seems to be doing something around October of every year, because 1 year later, Bitcoin Cash forked into Bitcoin SV. And what happens? The entire market dropped from 6,000 to 3,000. And he said he was trying to get it down to 1,500. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is why education is important. Know the history of crypto. Because all of that, you can predict what's going to happen and either make money or lose money on what's happening today. So Craig Wright's done this before. He did it to Bitcoin. Now he's doing it to Bitcoin Cash. That's all I got to say on that. Let's move on. John McAfee dares Bitcoin SV creator Craig Wright to explain con man insult in T throwdown. Uh-oh. So we've got a battle going on here. I got to pat myself on the back. I'm kind of proud I remember all that info. That's why I read so much. You remember this stuff. So what's going on now? The war of wars between 2020 U.S. presidential candidate John McAfee and self-proclaimed Bitcoin creator Craig Wright is not going to let up anytime soon. We've got 2 very rich people, geniuses and both crazy at the same time, going to war with each other. Wow. That's like my son said this. Imagine a battle between Thanos from Endgame and the Night King from Game of Thrones. Can you imagine that battle scene? That would be kind of cool, actually. So after Wright branded the cryptocurrency influencer a con man, McAfee has hit back, challenging the self-declared Satoshi Nakamoto to repeat the same to his face. Oh, we're going to have a bro showdown. Imagine them at a convention, and Craig Wright runs up on John McAfee. You know what? I got my money on John McAfee. Even though he's, 71, 72? I got my money on John McAfee. Let's make this at a WrestleMania main event. Say it to my face. The insult was hurled by Wright during an interview with Finder. As CCN reported, this was during a bile-ridden attack on Binance. So Craig Wright dubs Binance a money laundering bucket shop, calls John McAfee a comment. Really, Craig, you didn't say that about Binance when they had your coin, but when they dump your coin, you're going to call them a money laundering bucket shop? Then Wright alleged that the cryptocurrency exchange engaged in price manipulation with McAfee as an accomplice. So Binance do basically the pre-announcement stuff, some of which Mr. Con Man John McAfee there helps with. He will scam something up, pump up the price, get people to put their savings and investments into, and they will short the crap out of it. Using a screen grab of the CCN report, McAfee has now invited Wright to a cup of tea. That's how they do it now. It's not catch me outside. You not want to take this outside? No, it's let's have a cup of tea. During the meeting, I guess that's how billionaires do it. During the meeting, McAfee expects the self-declared Satoshi Nakamoto to expound on the con man claim. John McAfee says, I am right now staying less than a quarter of a mile from Craig's partner, Calvin Ayre. Oh, he said, I'm down the street. I strongly recommend that Craig stop by for a cup of tea so he can expound on that statement in person. Oh. Is John McAfee in Antigua? In the tweet, McAfee revealed he was staying less than a quarter of a mile from Bitcoin SV figurehead Calvin Ayre. Around that time, Ayre, who was also Wright's business partner, stated that he was heading to Antigua from the UK. Upon fleeing the United States in January this year, after the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS, started pursuing him supposedly over tax evasion, McAfee has mostly been holed up in the Caribbean late last week. The crypto maverick revealed that he would be traveling to various Central American and Caribbean countries. He says, this was on April 26th. We are leaving for Jamaica, and from here, Honduras, Nicaragua, Panama, Jamaica, Haiti, and more. I'll be meeting with my international campaign managers and speaking to their citizens. This will take many months, and I will be out of touch for days at a time. Don't panic. Most of McAfee's recent Twitter activity has featured Cuba, which is about 1,000 miles from Antigua. McAfee and his team landed in Cuba after their boat, Freedom Boat, aka the Great Mystery, developed engine trouble. Yeah, I know he was holed up on the streets. On the international waters. He said, we had April 27th, we had engine trouble and had to cripple into Cuba. There are no American cars in Cuba that are newer than 1956. It's like being in a time warp. Drinks are great, by the way. Well, how can he say that when I'm looking at a car right here that looks like to be, is that a Mercedes? I don't know. That looks like or a Audi or a Nissan. Neither here nor there. So what started the John McAfee Craig Wright beef? And for the record, the reason why I find this interesting and I do want to cover this, and this definitely is not a distraction, is because when Craig Wright does something stupid, it affects the market. This happened at least 3 major times now with him over the past 2 years. So if you're an investor in Bitcoin and crypto and a trader, you want to pay attention because you might be able to get a jump on something before it goes viral. That's why I read stuff like this, because I'm getting this information before the public gets it. And I mean really the mainstream public that don't pay attention. So if I know Craig Wright's about to do something stupid, then I can profit from it one way or another. That's why it's important. We got to follow this stuff. So Wright insulted McAfee after the latter rejected the former's claim to be Satoshi Nakamoto. Mid this month, McAfee stated with certainty that the mysterious Bitcoin creator is 100% not Craig Wright. Besides rubbishing his claim to be Satoshi, McAfee has also on several occasions attacked Craig Wright's baby, BSV. While Wright was suing critics, McAfee questioned the altcoin's integrity, saying, if there ever was a scam, it is BSV. And I agree with that. The cryptocurrency maverick has also stated that Bitcoin SV has harmed the crypto sector. I agree with that. Additionally, John McAfee has also urged a boycott of OKEX. This was after the cryptocurrency exchange refused to delist BSV, differentiating itself from Binance, Shapeshift, and Kraken. So how is the invitation to tea likely to be received? Oh, I think it's going to be ignored. While it is unlikely that Wright would accept McAfee's tea invitation, it would, you know, what would be really gangster on this? What if Craig Wright, in a drunken stupor, says, "Okay, give me the address and let's bring a camera crew." Oh, that's high drama in the crypto space. I definitely will watch that. He'd be like, "Yeah, okay, let's do it. I'm Thanos." It would be a highly anticipated event if it were to happen. And even though Air, being on home ground, he is a Canadian Antiguan citizen, he is also unlikely to encourage it. In the past, the two men have made no secret of what they feel about each other, with McAfee being particularly vicious. The cryptocurrency maverick is suing Air. I agree. Hey, Ken, I'm right in the middle of doing the live, but I'll call you right back. But I talked to Mike. He said, yeah, he's good with that. With what? Good with it? Yeah, he's good with it. So we'll just talk details later on.
Okay. Tell him we're gonna be great with this, man. I got a plan.
Okay, that's cool. In fact, you know what? If you can, go ahead and give him a call. I know you wanted to talk to him anyway.
Okay.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Now, that is an individual. When he calls, I pick up the phone and answer. Dr. Lewis, Mr. Chicago. All right, in the past, the two men have made no secret of what they feel about each other, with McAfee being particularly vicious. The cryptocurrency maverick is suing Air for $800 million over libel accusations. So now we've got Craig Wright suing everybody. We got McAfee suing everybody. John McAfee has also made little effort at hiding his glee at Air's recent bad press. He says, our next If My Life Was a Movie award is going to Calvin Air. We will be fair. We will not mention, for example, his Twitter photo of with a 21-year-old woman whom he has known for years. Uh-oh. Shots being fired. Are you saying pedophilia here? There's simply no way to describe such unexpectedness. Divine absurdity comes closest. Ooh. John McAfee says, I do not know at Money Aloda. All right. Well, yeah, I'm definitely going to follow this, even as entertaining as it is. Unfortunately, it's going to affect the markets. That is not what I think. It is what has already happened 3 times before. I would personally, I would wish that Craig Wright would just go away and John McAfee would just go away. Because the media is going to use John McAfee as like the poster child for crypto and make him look all crazy and everything. And we don't need that in the crypto space. It's like whenever something goes down in the neighborhood and the news media is out there, they always find the most ignorant, ill-prepared person in the neighborhood, throw a camera and a microphone in their face and say, can you tell us what happened? You guys know what I'm talking about? And then it mostly always starts like this. I done seen it all. Oh, here we go. That's what happens when they want to throw a microphone and camera in front of John McAfee and say that he represents Bitcoin and crypto. I think we're beyond that now. Mainstream is here. And unfortunately, what these guys are doing is affecting the market. So with that, that is all that I have for this morning. Depending on news for the day, I'll be back for late night crypto. I'm starting to ramp this back up again as we are coming close to the launch of our new brand. And like I told everybody, what you're going to do to get ready, get your money ready, get your investment money ready that you want to put into platforms that is going to let your money make money for you. It's the best way I can put it. We are, well, just so you know, the events we have scheduled coming up. We've got a event that will be kind of like the coming out party of our new company on May 18th in Austin, Texas, at the, let me see, what was the hotel? I think it's the Holiday. Hold on, let's see. I think he said the Holiday, no, the Hilton by the airport in Austin. I know we've got 20 rooms already booked for that for people. That's gonna people from Houston, Dallas will be coming in. I have not said anything public about it yet because I'm waiting for our company to make the announcement. We already have a flyer, but we're still under NDA, so I can't even release it because it's got the name of the new company on it. But anyways, just so you know, there is going to be an event in Austin, Texas. I'll be back in Austin, May 18th. Then we're going to be doing an event in Chicago, June 8th. We'll be in Chicago, June 8th. Then we'll be in Tampa. Now, the Chicago event's going to be a little different than Austin because the group in Chicago, they have multiple things going on. And so we will be part of other events taking place there. But that was that call what Dr. Lewis was about. And in June 29th, we'll be in Tampa, Florida. And that will be a repeat of what Austin will be about. So if you're anywhere near close to those cities, you're invited to come on out, see what's happening, what's going on, the launch of our new products on top of our education. So we're real excited about that. And I've been sitting back waiting so we can get to work. So with that, everybody have a great day. If you missed or want more information on what I think, because everybody wants to ask about Green, the email we got from Green, go back to yesterday morning's Crypto Talk. You can fast forward to the 51-minute mark, and I spend 30 minutes talking about the email. Next Thursday, we have a call with Green at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be a Zoom. As soon as we get the Zoom link, we'll get that out to everybody. So put that down on your calendar a week from tomorrow. Is it a week from tomorrow? May 9th? Yeah, I think a week from tomorrow. Thursday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Then we can get answers, especially the questions that I have. So have a great day, everybody. Be productive. Bitcoin Brandon out. God bless. Bye-bye.